So I just want to start out by saying thank you, God. I know that it's weird for me to make videos and it's the same things, but I listen to those same videos I make and sometimes it scares me how things just end up working out the way I spoke about. And the truth is because I'm not saying anything special. I'm just saying the obvious, and obviously the obvious is gonna happen. But I'm just so thankful. Um, to these perps. I think I'm also find myself lucky that I have perps that are so childlike, that is just so obvious. Like the shamelessness of perps that are around me. I don't know if every perps that make this noise campaign, that try to disorient you, that try to break you down, are this childish. Which I've heard that there's a lot of the same. They try to agitate you in every possible. But my perps, especially the one here, they are so childish and it's so embarrassing. But how humiliating reality is. I'm thankful. Like every time I hear them interact with me, I just realize, okay, this is the people interacting with me. I like these kind of people. Like I'm just so thankful I get to see that. Like they make me feel so much smarter, and just because these perps are really they are on the spectrum. You hear this. This is the law enforcement making noise campaign. Everything seems like everything is designed the same way. Target visual are tormenting tactics are the same. I have somebody on the speaker talking. If I say Roy Moore, he'll quiet down immediately. You know who's Roy Moore? This is a man who was allegedly picking up kids as young as 14 years old. The reason why I keep using that word, you're gonna hear that a lot in my video. Roy Moore, who the hell is Roy Moore? The reason why I know this man is the simple fact that I used to work for this company that put me in this program. The company I used to work for donated money, a lot of money, after the allegation of this man picking up kids as young as 14 years old. Because this company donated money to conservative politicians. And he was extremely conservative, and in 2018-ish, he was running for governor. Allegation coming out saying that he used to pick up kids from teenage, from what the YMCA. It was so embarrassing. Everybody pulled out from donating money, but the company that put me in this program donated money. Now you have these people here, law enforcement, the whole ecosystem. They're supposed to get you to believe now you are this when these people came and said the name of somebody who allegedly was picking up kids, and now they send me up with these kids. I can't wait. They said that they're gonna come and get me. I'm like, the day the cops come in here for the frame that they've created, they know that I'll be blasting this Roy Moore story, the testimonials of women, and also the children being tortured, and most importantly, to find out the entities running this program are so pedophilia centric. There's a whole bill. But to hear these kids try to make you accept this manipulation, who can't say, they are being groomed to learn how to not say Roy Moore unless it's said in a way that is very discreet. It's amazing. I just listened to a video I made not too long ago, in September, and it was about how they were trying to mess with my self-image and everything else. And I said something that was today kind of impactful. I said, this perp who said, she responded to me, it's like, and because I like to say these things, you will get yours. You will be reimbursed, one way or another, to be determined when. And I remember her response was like, well, not today. And today, things are happening. But I don't even want to bring that up because it's below me. But that makes me understand that what I'm saying is basic, but it's just obviously happening. These people, these perps are so childlike. They even forget what they're doing to me sometimes. They tell me how they're going to frame me. Right? They're going to use their children to say that and these are the people in your brain who are supposed to make you believe this fantasy they put together. They're telling you they're going to frame you. The people who tell you they're going to frame you are in your brain telling you to accept these manipulations, to accept this personality. When they tell you straight up, we'll frame you and we'll have our kids say that you raped them, that you are doing something to their kids. So obviously it's clear that these people are not trying to they're trying to make you accept a false personality. Obviously they have an agenda to present you as somebody else. Obviously they try to frame something that's falsified. It's framing you. They're telling you straight up and still want you to accept this manipulation. The people who tell you, we are going to frame you and it's you, we are mapping you, they are magically retarded. They're magically retarded. They make no campaign over anything. They are magic. These people here are magically on the spectrum. The people who tell you they're mapping you are telling you at the same time they're going to frame you. What I mean by mapping, this is the language they've been using to describe the manipulation I have, with the way they manipulate me via voice to skull V2K. Right? This is the technology coming from DARPA. I am a test subject. These perps that you see here in these pajamas, in these blue pajamas, are perps because they are contracted by these governmental entities to implement these tactics, right? It doesn't take much, as you can see. They can dress in this comfortable way, which makes sense. It's not like they have to do things to make, they have to dress in a comfortable way. Those are the individual contracted by this governmental entity to implement these tactics onto us. The technology must be so sophisticated that even children like people can partake, right? And they tell me how they're gonna frame me. It's funny, I was in the bathroom, showering. That's when they usually come and say these things. And they tell me, when you're gonna get framed, the people, they're gonna harm you, they're deadly. And I stopped myself. I was like, what? Did you say deadly? Now, target vigil, one thing you understand as a target vigil, so many of us have left our home, start living on the streets, start living in the car, because what's happening is we know that we're dying when we stay in this apartment, in our apartments, in our house, because things are happening to us. So you're somebody who's talking about deadly is actually watching you die in this apartment. I know my organs are failing away. They tell me that I'm rotting. So I'm like, did you get, you're deadly, like as in death, they're gonna put death onto me? Like dying? It is magical. That I'm like, so you think that I'm scared of death? Okay, if I'm scared of death, why am I still here? Because I know, even though these people are nobodies, right? These nobodies, the technology they're using is deadly. Matter of fact, I think what's happening is and I don't know it to be true, but I think that sometimes they have to revive me, especially at night. I think that there's been times when my heart stopped, where I was close to death, where I needed to be revived. So I think at this point, and I'm not sure, that I've been so close to death multiple times in my sleeping state. And I understand that this technology can kill me in a millisecond of a millisecond. To hear this person say, deadly, I'm like, they even forget, like they forget that how close to death I am every day. And they involve in that. Death is something as a target vigil, you cannot be scared of it, because really death, with this technology, it's a child right now can kill me using this technology. Children can kill you. Little kids can kill you with this technology. So being deadly means nothing to me at this point, because a child can kill me. These people can become deadly. Look, with their peaches they can be deadly. This nobody. Because they're involved in a program where this sophisticated technology is being implemented onto me. So when I said that, I almost left. When this person said that, I almost left. I was like, this person, is she serious? Deadly? If somebody like that can kill me, look, it's not because she's a powerful being. It's because the technology they're using onto us is so sophisticated that anybody can kill me using this technology. So the concept of this person saying, oh, this wherever you're going, this will be deadly. Well, what? So here things are not deadly. In my apartment with nobody around, in my presence. It is comical. At least usually they say, oh, they're gonna do this and that. Death, like as in like what you can do to me, this childlike person can do to me. Not because she's a powerful being, because she's part of this program. She's weak, nothing. I've seen, I myself can, in my weakest state, can destroy her. Me, who's dying with weight X amount of pounds, I can harm her in ways that just. But because she's involved in this program, she can just press a button to kill me. Or whatever technology is so. My point is, anybody, the little kids can kill me at this point. A 5-year-old can kill me. A child can kill me. A young child can kill me. Because this technology is that sophisticated. So when she said that, I just realized these people don't connect with even reality. It's like they don't even go, like she's involved. She sees me like close to death. She sees my organs failing. And she's talking about deadly. That's when I knew something was off. And she used a mystical voice. They're deadly. I'm like, huh? It was so bad that somebody came in and tried to change the subject. Because like, deadly. That's when I know there's something off. It's just like the disconnect with reality. To the point that somebody who sees me dying slowly talk about, oh, they're deadly. But the way this person sounds, you'll think that this person is like some fierce human being. When it's just somebody who just mentally became retarded. And I almost left. I was like, these people have disconnected with reality. And that's why I knew, like, this is why they make me feel like a freaking prophet. I have to remind myself, I'm not a genius. They just have dumbed themselves down. So when I hear people say, oh, today's not the day, tomorrow they get sick. I'm like, oh my gosh. They truly got lost in this retardation. Right now, there's people in the hallway trying to disorient me because what I'm saying shows how stupid they have to become. But that's reality. They have to be on the spectrum. For them to sell their children, the way they're going to frame me, they're going to have their own kids say something about me doing something to them. They're going to make up something. They're not too stupid to understand that, hey, this is not good for my child, but they're going to do it. Me saying that, you know, the future of your child's not going to look good. This kid's not going to be okay. I don't care what kind of help they're going to have. You put your child in a situation where when they grow up, they're going to have some issues, psychological at least. And it's such a coward way. People who can't even say Roy Moore. How humiliating it is. It's like we dare. You can't even dare to say Roy Moore in a clear way. You have to time it. You are a coward beyond magical ways. I don't know if I can express myself in the way. Like, I use the word magical and thing because it's just magically, like, it's just surreal. It's just like, oh. It's like, I can't even, like sometimes I laugh when I'm dying. It's like, this is, am I in a biblical story here? Am I like a character in a biblical book? You have people who say things like that, who even having their children doing these things. They came and said this name of this guy where people make fun of. The entities that they work for are clearly have its own. It's just too much. It's just so magical. Target individual. I understand why we think this is like spiritual warfare. Because it's just like, oh my gosh. 2 seconds ago, I saw this person. She's a somebody that tried to mess with me when she was like an 18-year-old. I remember it's like, oh, you thought this girl is pretty? It's like, yeah, very pretty, good for her. But she's like an 18-year-old kid. She's a very wholesome kid. But in fact, she's 18. She's a young adult. But I was like, I don't even want to see her because I remember her being in like some kind of content with some like Logan Paul or something like that. And I was like, I hope she stays like very wholesome because she's like really innocent and like wholesome, but very pretty girl, you know, like, but like she's a baby, like she's a kid to me, right? She's an adult, but she's a kid to me. It's like, oh, you think she's pretty? Yes. Don't you think she's pretty? Like, it's like, but I can't see myself being the person that I am, especially at my age, being with this. But I cannot say of course she's very pretty, good for her. It's like, oh, proof. Oh, she's stupid, dumbass, trash. They're so desperate, and I see her now. Like she's like maybe 24, and she's like looking older. Yeah, of course, very pretty, good for her. Look, I don't know if you can see it. This girl here, and I see her, and honestly, I don't even want to hear her talk about anything like that's not wholesome. It's just like a sweet, wholesome girl, very pretty, good for her. When I watch her content, I remember seeing it and being like, oh, okay, it's like it was refreshing content, very non-sexual, and never drove me to anything sexual. As much as I tried. And she was like just like an 18-year-old girl there. I was like, you're just looking for something. You guys are just looking for how to paint this personality. It's about creating false personality. And they want you to accept this personality. And so they're going to look for whatever they can to paint these things. And today, even looking at this right now, they gave me stimulation. Now, I know she's a 24-year-old girl. So I don't care too much. But it's still like, I know this is fake. Pathetic low life, because they sold their kids to the pedophiles. When I mean by pedophiles, I mean these entities that empowers these people, somebody like that in the PJs, to do these things to me, have these issues that's been ongoing, real issues with pedophilia, not things where you have to try to paint these false stories. It is disgusting. But that's what they do. And I have to accept the reality of they are trying to paint this false reality, but they use these children who can't even see, they are being groomed to not say the name of this man who really actually was picking up kids. What she's involved in a program where they are supposed to frame me into that, like create these stories. I'm like, this is magical. You can do whatever you want to my brain, but I'm gonna make sure that you see reality for what it is. I'm not gonna let these people escape. I'm going to be this prophet, which I'm not a prophet. I'm far from that. I'm not a genius. I'm not stupid, but I'm not a genius. I know these people dumb themselves down. I recognize the stupidity they have to stay in. For that person to say what she said about deadly, I'm like, oh my gosh, they lock up. But today, they gave me this sense of dignity. I'm not even trying to minimize myself, but I'm not also don't want to get lost in the, okay, because they're just making themselves this stupid. Do not think, just keep things in the right perspective. Because at this point, it's hard for me to now look at myself like, Jesus, I'm so smart. No, they're just retards now. They made themselves this illogical. Now they try to paint you these things. They try to make you accept. They think that the acting, the gaslighting actually makes sense. They think that the acting is like working. They think that I'm identifying with this manipulation. In their mind, they think, this is the brain that you can manipulate me. I'm understanding that this is not mine anymore. So I make videos, and sometimes I watch the same videos and I scare myself. It's like, am I a prophet? I'm not. But I'm not going to let these people escape. I'm going to make sure, like, look at these people here. Look. Look how stupid they want me to think. Look, look. Look at these mean people is with their money. And I mean that because that's the things they say. Look. So you think I'm going to think there's no governmental entities doing this? And of course, I know the reason why they're going to torture me, because I've been humiliating. Imagine people who wanted to come up with this fantasy, and I'm like, look at this. Really? Look. What would you think? It's like, oh. And then now they tell me we're going to torture you worse. I'm like, so you're saying that you're going to torture me worse than when you torture women and children. So you're involved in a program that torture women and children, but you're going to torture me worse. Do you understand how stupid it is? I'm so thankful that I've never been involved in a program where I'm torturing somebody worse than the way they torture children and women in the same program. Stupid. You don't even, they just get lost in the incentives and forget how stupid they sound sometimes. You just admitted that you're involved in something that tortures children, make kids suffer, women suffer. You know what you deserve for just involving yourself in that. And then you're like, oh, but we're going to torture even worse. And then you have clowns supposed to make noise campaign. Thank you, God. And then you try to make me accept this manipulation, and then tell me we're going to frame you. Yes. In my brain, you're already manipulating me. In real life, you're going to manipulate me. If somebody manipulates you in real life, meaning that they can frame you, what they can do in your brain. You hear the noise campaign of this clown? In their mind, it's just, well, every time they do that, it works. I'm just thankful to God. I pray that they continue to live this sad, pathetic life. This open the door, making this noise campaign. I'm like, wow. That's the life. But you gotta understand, we're talking about people like this. I guess I'm gonna be a genius till I die. Tell my target individual stay strong. And do not identify with this clownness. Do not identify with this stupidity. You have people as ridiculous as this. Like that. And they come in all shape and form. You've seen some of the videos. Just stay strong and see this low life where they are. There's people who are mapping you. That's the lingo they use as they paint this false persona. And who are telling you they're gonna frame you. Tell my target individuals stay strong and see this trash where they are.